Texas Tech got a big win on the road against Utah. This was a top 20 matchup, noon kickoff, Fox Sports out there in Salt Lake City. And Texas Tech was one of those teams, one of the top-ranked portal classes in the country. By the way, here's a caveat. Top 7 ranked teams in the transfer portal are undefeated. Could mean something, could mean nothing. But we're a quarter of the way through. Texas Tech is one of those teams. Held Utah to 263 total yards. Turned the ball over twice. This game was sloppy, especially in the beginning. And if you're looking at Texas Tech, 4-0 for the first time since 2013. Baron Morton, starting quarterback, 12-19, two interceptions, left the game in the third quarter with a head injury. His backup, Will Hammond, comes in 13-16, 169, 2 touchdowns. So this was a testament on a few different levels for Joey McGuire's team. Salt Lake City is a hard place to play. I know it hasn't seemed like that over the last 2 years under Kyle Whittingham, but it is. Utah plays a physical brand of football, which a lot of people thought you would have to go through Utah if you were going to win the Big 12. Utah looked like an explosive team in the first 3 weeks of this season. Texas Tech goes in there, plays a B- C+ game, and they win 34-10. And in case you've been living under a rock and you follow college football, but you don't follow Texas Tech and you don't follow the Big 12, Texas Tech is invested financially into their roster. They want to win. And the biggest thing I take away from that is defensively, they look the part. David Bailey, Stanford transfer. Romello Height comes over from Georgia Tech. Lee Hunter from Central Florida. Guys all over the back end. Give James Blanchard a lot of credit for the job that they've done. Tech on a bye, and then next game at Houston. Always tricky with Willie Fritz. A quiet game this week was Indiana-Illinois. Top 20 matchup. Illinois had been playing well. And they've been tested. Went on the road at Duke. Darian Mensah won that game. Convincingly so. Indiana hadn't played anybody. Made the playoffs last year, first year under Kurt Cignetti. What did they do? They beat Illinois by 53 points. That win is the largest ever by a team outside the AP Top 10 against a AP Top 10 team. Indiana now has a program record 12-game home win streak. 11 of 12 wins by 10-plus points. Indiana is 186 in the point differential this season. Insane. Insane. And Fernando Mendoza, if you don't know him, and you're an NFL guy too, and you got a team on Sunday, you might need a quarterback, you might want to start paying attention to this guy. Came over from Cal. Really productive season there. Plug him in at Indiana. How about this? 21-23, 267. Career high, 5 touchdown passes. Had more touchdown passes than incompletions. 14 touchdowns, 0 INTs this season. Past 2 games, 3 incompletions, 10 touchdowns. If you didn't hear me, 3 incompletions, 10 touchdowns. That's insane, Fernando Mendoza. And guess what, man? You're looking at the 2026 quarterback race in the NFL. Who is it? Garrett Nussmeier, we'll see. Lenora Sellers, we'll see. Drew Aller, we'll see. Fernando Mendoza. It's a very, very real conversation. All right, last two games I want to hit on here are in the SEC. Big matchup in Norman this past weekend. Another top 25 matchup. John Mateer, again at home, against another top 25 team in Auburn. Hugh Freeze, Jackson Arnold, potential revenge game for Arnold, the former Oklahoma quarterback. Auburn had every opportunity to win this game, and I'm not going to dive into the officiating, which if you watch games on all 22 SEC Big Ten, the officiating's been pretty substandard in my opinion. Oklahoma, second fewest points per game allowed through four games since 2010. Sooners now moved to 4-0 all-time against Auburn. They had 9 sacks against Auburn. I'll touch on that in a minute. Mateer goes over 300 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. Oklahoma looks legit. They look formidable. They won a game where Superman didn't look like Superman, and they had to rely on their defense, and they had to rely on timely, critical plays. And they did it. Couple bounces go their way, couple calls go their way. When you play that long of a season, that's going to happen. You're going to be on both sides of that. And for Auburn, it's tough. But Oklahoma looks legit. They look legit. They look like a team that you really don't want to see. They're kind of a pain in the ass. Ben Arbuckle, that offense, O-line's starting to gel. And guess what? Auburn played them well, man, especially defensively. If you're Auburn, there's a lot to take away from that. Auburn offensively, the bright spot, Cam Coleman. Could have been a lot brighter. The downside, 9 sacks. I've yet to study this game. I watched it. If I had to guess, a lot of that is on Jackson Arnold holding the football too long. I went back, I looked at his time to throw metric. It was over 3 seconds, which was the same versus Baylor. Not good. If he's not seeing it, he's taking off and he's running. I mean, you go and you look at that last possession of the game, he didn't even give his guys an opportunity. And that's where it gets dicey for Auburn. Auburn might be a 9-10 win team if they have B- quarterback play. I don't know if Jackson Arnold's capable of giving it to him. Cam Coleman, you're paying $1 million. Eric Singleton, you're paying $1 million. Get them the freaking ball. I mean, how do you tie up all that money in that receiving core? And this is your answer. And he hadn't played bad. He's played okay. But, like, you need it this year. You're a good team. You could be a legitimate team in this conference. I do not understand that personnel decision at quarterback. Last one I wanted to hit on real quick. Revenge of the Nerd, Eli Drinkowitz. That's what I call him. Missouri wins over South Carolina at home. And everybody's overlooking Missouri just like they do every year. Missouri's got a 14-game home winning streak. Last time they lost was against LSU in 2023. 8 of those have come against SEC opponents. Transfer running back Ahmad Hardy. If you don't have a Heisman ticket yet, it's probably worth it. Probably worth it with his teammate, Bo Pribula at quarterback. Ahmad Hardy leads the FBS, 600 rushing yards this season. Missouri will play their first 6 games at home. Part of the reason to buy that ticket. Up next, UMass, then Alabama. And that comes after a bye. Got some tough road matchups. That's part of the SEC, man. But if you're Missouri, That's a tough team to defend, and they got athletes defensively. Just keep putting it together, man. They are a swaggy, confident team, and they emulate their head coach. So there you have it, the recap of week 4. And the reason it's so condensed this week is because we have a mammoth week 5 preview. And if you're a fan of these teams, stick around. Ohio State at Washington, the greatest setting of all of college football, 2:30, end of September. That team up there in the PNW, the one that I work for, put some respect on their name. I'm going to talk about them in a minute. LSU, number 4 team in the country, at Ole Miss. The Grove, 2:30 game. Trinidad Chambliss. Talk about him. Top 10 matchup, Oregon, leaving Pacific time zone, going to Eastern time zone. Playing in a whiteout at Happy Valley in a top 10 matchup. James Franklin trying to exorcise the demons. You want a nightcap? I'll give you one. Alabama at Georgia. One of the games of the year last year. Carson Beck, Jalen Milroe, Ryan Williams, fireworks. Some of the same characters, a lot of different ones. Ty Simpson, Gunnar Stockton entered the arena. Both teams coming off bye weeks. We'll get into it. But first, let's introduce the dude of the week, who is no other than Miami defensive end Rueben Bain. I didn't talk about this game. We will talk Miami at some point in the future. It will not be today. Rueben Bain, 10 pressures, 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, half a sack. I don't know if you watched that game, but at the end of the game, Rueben Bain had an opportunity for a sack just to put the cherry on top of that game. That game was over, and he missed it. Game ends. Clock runs out. He's on the sideline like an absolute psycho, upset that he didn't get the sack. He is a madman. They call him Hurricane Bain. Miami fans and I have history about where he was ranked in high school. I'm here to tell you I was wrong. Guy's a stud, top 10 pick. I'm starting NFL draft prep this week, and I've already started on the Edge group. I'm almost done. I can tell you this, he's my number 1 rated guy, and it's not close. Rueben Bain, dude of the week. Congratulations. All right, guys, just a reminder, you're locked into Coop's Corner. You can find us every Monday, wherever you find your podcasts. Make sure to leave a rating, leave a review,